Dude, check the news. It doesn't matter what channel.
To deliver a seventh F5 cover by Lesnar. The ruler has been...
In the last video covering Backlash, I asked a question in the title. Is the feeling restored? And Clash in Italy proved the answer is not really? Okay, well, it's hard to say. Not to get right into things immediately, Clash in Italy was a mixed bag of a pay-per-view where there was plenty of good to come from it, but then there's also the little dark spots around it that keep it from being considered a great show like Backlash was. It's been kind of like that for WWE as a whole lately, as honestly, most of these weekly shows have just sort of been, well, happening. Shows that have good moments for sure, but nothing that truly sticks out as an unforgettable moment. The only really memorable moment was Brock coming back from his retirement to attack Obo, which, don't worry, we'll get to that. There was a good Saturday night main event show that took place the week before Clash, which again, I didn't cover as I didn't really count that, but it was a really good show in all honesty. A good Intercontinental title match, fun 6 women's tag, and a great tag team main event match. It was a pretty well done show, but Clash in Italy kind of just felt like a spaghetti dish with cold sauce. I mean, the noodles are cooked well, they're cooked to perfection almost. You forgot to cook the sauce. Like everything else is fine, but you forgot to cook the most important part of it for the meal, so now it just kind of tastes weird, like something's wrong or missing. Like, you know, you usually put the sauce onto a pan on the stove, you let it heat up a bit, bring it up to like a gentle boil, put on top of the noodles and put some cheese onto it, you mix it up, every bit of flavor gets into there. It's like it's got this really good defined taste, hits your taste buds right away. It all just comes together perfectly in the end, and that's not even mentioning any seasoning you decide to maybe put in the sauce too, or if you even make your own, giving a homemade sauce a try. Oh man, that's always a fun experience. I'm sorry, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Clash in Italy. Well, I guess with that note, we might as well get into things. So our first match, Cody and Gunther. Now, when I said that there were dark spots on the show, this is one of the matches that I mean. Cody and Gunther, they didn't really put on much of a clinic against each other. It wasn't a terrible match. Gunther and Cody for sure had good chemistry and were a good match for each other. All the counters they had on one another were really good, especially as Cody was trying to avoid the sleeper hold, but it just didn't feel like it had a chance to pick up. It was like WrestleMania all over again. A pretty decent match, but it ended prematurely. And then there was also the ending, which I am very mixed on. I know what they were going for, and I'm not opposed to it. If they don't want Gunther to win here, he obviously shouldn't be losing clean. There should be a bit of a fluke to his loss, because quite frankly, he should not be losing for a good while, not with all the momentum from retiring John Cena and AJ Styles as of late. But also, I don't think they did it right. They had a bad angle at the end of the match where you could hardly see Gunther's foot was under the rope. So when the final count was made, I was really left confused because the match just ended. I don't know if there was something that was messed up or not, but the match ending was really rough and it kind of disappointed me. Maybe I just also feel a bit of disappointment because, in all honesty, I'm a little over Cody as the champion. This has nothing to do with Cody himself. I still like Cody and I think he's a great champion, but I'm also worried that sooner or later he's going to be hit with Cena syndrome, where everyone starts to hate him because he's always the champion. He's the top guy, so they're going to make him champion as much as possible, but if we remember Cena's career, that comes at a cost. I think if Cody just took maybe a year or so away from being the champion, that could do a lot for him. Whether Gunther is the one to take the title off him or not, I feel like it's necessary after a certain point. There's certainly going to be a rematch for the title between these two, clearly, so we'll just have to see how it goes. Going into the next match, Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill's rematch for the Women's Championship. Now, while Gunther and Cody was disappointing, this match was genuinely great. Rhea and Jade both put on a great match against each other and put on a much better one than the one at Mania. I think Jade has been starting to improve a bit lately, and as much as her reign didn't go well, I think if she does just keep getting the chance to wrestle and show out like this, I think she can do a good job. The element in this match of who can hit their finisher on the other first to get the win made for a great bit of suspension throughout the match. And while, yeah, doing another rope break angle following the match with a sort of rope break angle, and that one is a bit odd, admittedly. I do like that they didn't kick out of either finisher and instead only got out of the pinfall because of help from their ally, though. I'm glad Rhea was able to retain as well. Again, the SmackDown division kind of needs her right now, and she's a good champion to lead it. I'm wondering if what's next for Rhea is going to be a full feud with JC Jane and Fatal Influence. JC showed in NXT as the women's champion there that she has great potential, so I think she could be a great heel for the main roster. So anyways, next up, Oba versus Brock.
To deliver a seventh. The ruler has been.
Okay. Let me start with some positives first. Firstly, even despite that ending, Oba did look incredibly strong. Even though the whole kicking out of 5 finishers feels incredibly forced and incredibly annoying, if you want to get across how strong Oba is and what it takes to beat him, then I mean, that is a good way to do it, to be fair. I also loved how he got up from the table to beat the count. Most wrestlers weakly make it to the ring, barely able to roll back inside at the 9 count. Oba just stood up and entered the ring again like it didn't even faze him. Loved that. But then Brock won. And just look, I know, this is probably leading to a final match between Brock and Oba, where Oba will win again and would be put over again as the next big star, finally conquering Brock Lesnar. But can we be so for real right now? You took Oba's big win from WrestleMania and pushed it aside so you could give Brock his win back. Oh yeah, because Brock needed it for sure. Gotta make sure Brock is put over and looks strong. I just don't see the point of this. WrestleMania was all you really needed. You made your star. He is already incredibly over with the crowd. He's been made. I know that the point of this is to get Oba over more so he could take Brock down once and for all. Put Brock on even level with Oba again so he can look even better beating Brock for the last time. I get it, WWE, totally. Here's my personal suggestion and idea to help as well. You want to hear this? This is my idea. Don't book a rematch! Just let the one match sit on its own. It's all Oba needed. Your new big star has just been made off of one match. You're ultimately fixing a problem that you made for yourself. Oba loses this rematch so he can get his win back again in the 3rd match. What? You didn't have to do that. Just let the win sit there on its own. Even if Brock doesn't actually stay retired, at least Oba has the one win for him. But I mean, why think rationally and logically for your wrestling when you can just have Brock come along and continue to do the same 3 moves that he only ever does in his matches because that's all WWE ever does with him, so that the remaining good talent and qualities he does have as a wrestler gets pushed aside just for the sake of the same finisher spam and nonsense that he has been doing for 10 years that everyone is sick of seeing, just to have him put on the exact same match over and over and over and over and over again. Why are you here? Listen, I'm sure this will all not matter when Oba gets his win back, but goodness, does it just make me so angry to see them make such an unnecessary risk like this. Oh man, okay, I need to calm down a little bit. Let me just go over Becky and Soul quickly here. Yeah, this was pretty good. I think Soul is doing good so far. She fits in on the main roster well, and to see her win the Women's Intercontinental Championship early on, that certainly says a lot about how WWE sees her. Becky is great again in the role she's been killing it as for the past year, and this whole mini feud she's been having with Jessica Carr, honestly, it all makes me want to see her and Carr go at it in a match. Jessica was a wrestler before, so it's reasonable to see it happen. I just hope with Soul as champion now, she's able to have a good reign with it and won't just drop it back to Becky again. Becky has been great as the Intercontinental Champion, but I think her time with that title is over, and I don't really want to see this moment for Soul be undone by her dropping it back to Becky. Honestly, with this character, I want to see Becky go for the World Championship again. She would be great as a World Champ with this character. Open for a good reign with Soul and good things for her, and I'm looking forward to see what's next for Becky as well. So now, the main event, Roman and Jacob in Tribal Combat. So I have a few thoughts to get out, although they aren't too relevant to the match itself, it's more so the stuff surrounding it. As for the match, it was really good. Roman and Fatu both matched each other's intensity again and made for another fun match, especially with a bunch of weapons being involved. Once again, I had no idea how this would end. Genuinely, I thought Fatu was going to manage to beat Roman. He got close, but I liked the ending of Roman hitting Fatu on multiple exposed turnbuckles before spearing him through the table, and then spearing him one more time to finally put him down. It was a great main event match, but unfortunately, I have something that I think I need to admit. I think almost everyone has been saying it, but this is finally the time where I'm really feeling it. I'm about sick of the bloodline stuff. Like, I'm fine with Roman being world champion, but I don't want the world title to be wrapped up in an endless bloodline charade surrounding Roman. The breaking point for me is, and I know it was all part of the stipulation, but Fatu falling in line to follow Roman, acknowledging him, and seemingly aligning with him, I'm sorry, that is not Jacob. The same guy who broke away from Solo to become his own man, a man unhinged and off the leash, now being aligned with the original bloodline? Absolutely not. That feels like it goes against his character. And I know, stipulation and all of that, maybe will lead to him turning on Roman in the future again, but even still, it just doesn't interest me storyline-wise. I was excited to see these two go at it, not because they were in the same family lineage and it would continue the story with the bloodline, but because they're two great wrestlers who were going to destroy each other in the ring, and they did! Their matches were great, but I liked it not because of any bloodline stuff, I liked it because it's two strong stars wrestling each other. And not only that, but it's the year 2026, and the Usos are back to being henchmen for Roman again. All of that character building, growth, and change they had, Jay especially, all down the drain because, hey guys, it's the Bloodline. Bloodline is cool, right? It's just me, Us? Nah, bro. It's just Roman. And then at the end, there is the tease with Solo and the MFTs versus the original Bloodline. I'ma keep it real with you, Chief. I could not care less about another Bloodline Civil War. I do not want the world title to be stuck with the Bloodline again, and certainly not in the middle of another war between Roman and Solo. I don't know if this is exactly where it's leading, if it's meant to just be an acknowledgement of the family because it's Bloodline related and all, but I really hope that's all it is, because I do not care to see them go at it all over again. I have loved Solo over the past year, but there should be no reason for him to try and go after Roman again when the last time he tried, things didn't go well. And he has way less people on his side now. You and what army, Solo? 2 of your people got fired! I want to see Roman branch out to do something different as the world champion besides the same bloodline story sucking him back in over and over again. With who the Raw brand has, there has to be other options for the world title division besides any more bloodline lore and story. Roman, is there anyone else you could possibly feud with right now? Anyone else that you could face off against instead? So I actually really love the bloodline right now, and I want to see a lot more of it in the future in WWE. How many more innings do we got, Paul? So Clash in Italy. Once again, it was a mixed bag, but it wasn't as good as I hoped it would be. Backlash was a card filled with great matches throughout the whole show, but this show was just more of a meh kind of show in comparison. The match between Rhea and Jade and Roman and Jacob were both really good and fun to watch, but then you have the weird choices made with the finish of Cody and Gunther's match, and then Brock beating Oba as well. And with the bloodline continuing to run wild, it leaves me with a bit less to look forward to. I don't want to keep getting the bloodline's reheated leftovers year after year after year. Coming up with a letter grade is a little difficult. I guess B-. Maybe that's a little too high, but Rhea and Jade's matches as well as Roman and Fatu's match in the main event were both really good. So I think that's enough to bump the score up. Although again, there are some really confusing parts of this show that did kind of sour it. On the brighter side, the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments are coming up, which should be a bit exciting. If I had to take a guess, my best bet for the winners of each bracket would be Seth for King of the Ring and Io as Queen of the Ring. I made the joke about Brock earlier, but if there is any match that must be a lock for SummerSlam, it is absolutely Seth and Roman. We'll have to see how things go, but once again, I'm staying optimistic. I want things to keep improving and for WWE to keep me excited. Only time will tell what happens, but all we can do is wait. Alright, I ranted enough this video, so until next time everybody, see you all for the AJ Styles WrestleMania ranking.